Hi Taurus, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for April. I hope you're doing really well. I am going to take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Taurus out there. So guys, take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. And as always, Taurus, please don't try to force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Taurus? Taurus. All right, Taurus, you are starting out with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. You have the Sun, and you have the Empress. All right, so I feel like there's something here that's not working out, but overall, you have some clarity as to what that is about. There's a sense of you knowing your value and your self-worth. I feel like you are not out chasing after anything. You're kind of, leaning back, just letting things come to you. I feel like you're kind of in your power here, and you're aware of this. You're aware of it. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me who's in Taurus energy, please. It could be that there's something here that you're just not putting any effort into, but you seem fine with that. Show me the energy, who's in the energy of Taurus. All right, the person in your energy has Judgment in the reverse, sign of Scorpio, the Moon in reverse, sign of Cancer, and Justice in reverse, sign of Libra. So this person is going through a heavy karmic lesson or cycle. All three of their cards are major arcana. So whatever this is big, and it's big for you too, because 2 out of 3 for you is also major arcana. I do feel like this is somebody who is feeling judged right now. They feel like you've judged them harshly. There's a sense that this, because you're not putting any effort into it, that this is not going to, there's not going to be a revival in this connection. But this person feels in some manner as if an injustice has been done to them. They feel like there wasn't a balance here, and that somehow they got the short end of the stick. With the Moon card in reverse, there's something secrets or something that either this person's had an epiphany or something has been revealed to them. So let me see the energy between the two of you, because your energies are very, very different. Very different. Show me the energy between Taurus and this person. Nine of Swords in the reverse. You're both tired of worrying and stressing about it. And I feel like that's why you're not putting any effort into this. This person in your energy, they're just over it. Like, I feel like this person has really gone through it. They've had sleepless nights, a lot of anxiety, and they're done with that. They just don't want to deal with that anymore. Show me what's affecting this connection. The Hermit in reverse. So you've both been doing some soul searching here. I do feel like there may have been some communication that is affecting the connection in a positive way, though. And I do also feel that it came after a period where there was a lack of communication. So let me see the outcome for Taurus. Show me the outcome. Seven of Wands in the reverse. So that's a sense of powerlessness here, and I feel like it's more on their side than on yours. I feel like you're avoiding any kind of conflict. You don't want the conflict here. There is an energy that is clinging to you, though. Even though you may have been told that that's not a good idea, I do feel like you're not listening to that. There's some kind of an energy that is attached to you. It could be a person, it could be something spiritual, I'm not sure, but there is some sort of energy attached to you. be careful with that because that could cause you problems. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands in the reverse. This is underlying energy. This person could live at a distance from you, but and that could be part of the problem. But that's a blockage. So there's some kind of a blockage on this connection. I don't know if you've blocked this person, they've blocked you, or it could just be an emotional blockage. I feel like there is definitely a lack of communication that is taking place. Let me clarify. Spirit, why is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse? Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Cups reversed. So I don't know if you walked away from this person and there was, because I'm seeing a lot of a lack of communication here, but we also have this Ace of Wands, so there's a desire to come back into this person's energy. There's a sense here that if you come back into this person's energy, it will help you. It will make you feel better. It'll lessen the anxiety. I don't know, but there's also this energy of not really putting effort into this. Desiring a passionate new beginning, perhaps desiring sex, but not really putting the effort into it, and specifically not putting the effort into truthful communication. And that's actually what is potentially blocking what's taking place here. Why is the Sun here? The Star card in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles reverse. This may have been a codependent relationship and you're realizing that. I do feel like you have felt a loss and you've actually gone through some hopeless feelings. There was something really unbalanced here, and it has to do with codependency. And I feel like you're gaining clarity into that. There's still a need to balance out your emotions, though, especially with regard to a loss. Somebody could have also been behaving as if they were single when they were not. Whatever it is come into the light. It's out in the open and may have even been discussed between you and this person. Why is the Empress here? Page of Swords, Queen of Cups reversed. So you have feelings for this person. Yeah, but you keep a lid on it. You don't express those feelings. And why? It's because you want them to come towards you. You want them to express their feelings. I feel like there's some low-key spying that's taking place here. You might be looking in on this person, checking up on them, seeing, you could be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, but I do feel like you might be looking to see what this person is up to. But I feel like you're pulled back here, Taurus. You're not really putting a lot of effort into anything. It's like you want this person to come towards you. Let me see their energy. Spirit, why is Judgment in reverse? Seven of Wands reversed. Now that's in your outcome. And the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So this person feels as if either this person wasn't faithful to the connection or they feel like you weren't. But there's a sense of powerlessness and a sense of feeling judged. They're dealing with a huge loss with regard to this connection. And I feel like they have just really gone through it. They don't want to go through it anymore. I also feel like this person is avoiding confrontation. They're avoiding fights. They feel like you judge them. And it could be based upon money or finances. Maybe this person doesn't make as much as you, or, you know, I do feel like they could be experiencing some kind of loss with finances right now. Let me see why the Moon is here in reverse. Why is the Moon in reverse? Three of Cups reversed. The Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, so this person in your energy, I don't feel like they're a big partier. Right now, they're currently unhappy, and they're unhappy because of the ending of this connection. So I feel like they are kind of keeping to themselves. They're not even really going out with friends, it doesn't look like. I don't see them dating. There's things here that have been revealed to them about this connection, and I do feel like they're having some sort of an epiphany. They are definitely very focused on the ending and on the loss. They could be pouring a lot of their time into how they make their money. They might be having some money difficulties, but I just feel like this is somebody that is very private as well. Why is Justice in reverse for the person in Taurus energy? This is somebody that feels wronged. They feel like an imbalance exists in this connection because they were wronged. Again, we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse, and we have Temperance. So this person is tired of worrying about what happened. They feel like it's not, you know, they'd like to heal this. They'd like to repair this. However, I feel like they're just worn out. They're worn out, and there is some sort of a karmic aspect in this. All but one of their cards came up in the reverse. So this person's learning a very heavy karmic lesson here regarding loss, regarding, you know, taking their power back. The thing is that this person is spiritually guarded and guided, because that's the one card that came up in the upright. So this person, they do feel that you're responsible. Something came out, or they've had an epiphany about you, and they feel like you're responsible for the ending of this connection, for their unhappiness. But I feel like this person is being guarded spiritually in some manner. So let me see. I can tell you they're tired of worrying. They want karmic justice for what has occurred to them. And I do feel like they're trying to heal themselves. Why is the Nine of Swords in reverse? There's definitely a karmic element, though. They're learning some sort of a karmic lesson here. Two of Swords and the Four of Swords reversed. So I do feel there's been some communication. I do think that there was a lapse of time between communication, but there has been some communication. You're very indecisive with regard to this person. You don't really want to stress yourself out. You don't want to worry about this. So you kind of sit on the fence. You go back and forth about whether or not to come back into their energy, whether or not to talk with them, whether or not to... I see have sex as well for some of you, whether or not to have, you know, a new beginning, whether or not to have sex. But ultimately, you kind of sit on the fence towards, and you just go back and forth, and you don't really put any effort into it. So this person is basically saying, you know, I feel like you judge me. I feel powerless in this situation. There may be other people that are telling this person, advising this person to release and to let go of this connection. They may not be listening to that because they are still somehow attached in this connection. I do feel like there has been some recent communication between the two of you. So let me see why the Hermit is here, because that has affected this connection. Whatever that communication was. This person is still trying to heal and still trying to resolve the loss between the two of you. Why is the Hermit here in reverse? Three of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands reversed. Yeah, you're just not taking any action towards them. Yeah, there's no action. It's like you would there's either, I don't know if there's something you both realized, because they have the Moon in reverse, you have the Sun, so that's something being revealed, something coming out, or some sort of epiphany. And I do feel like it's caused an imbalance for you. It's caused them to be unhappy, and you both feel the loss of the connection. There has been some recent communication, but what it's done is it's made you feel possibly insecure, maybe even a little bitter. And of course, you know, leave what doesn't belong to you, guys. I'm just telling you what the cards say. I do see an absolute lack of effort, though. No action being taken. And as a result, this person in your energy is they're tired of waiting for any action from you. They're tired of waiting for communication. They're tired of waiting for commitment, for happiness, for joy. And so I do feel, and or reconciliation. So I feel like this person, after this communication, they're coming to a realization that perhaps this isn't where their future is. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome at the end of the week for Taurus and this person. You could be dealing with another Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sagittarius. Show me the energy for the outcome for Taurus and this person. All right, we have the King of Wands reversed. We have the Eight of Wands in the upright. Now, the underlying energy, it's in the reverse. And then we have the Tower in reverse. So what I'm seeing is that there is going to be some back and forth communication between you and this person, but it's ultimately going to leave you both feeling rather powerless, both of you trying to avoid conflict, because neither of you want conflict here. And I do feel like you're going to continue with a lack of effort. You have the feelings and emotions, but you're deciding to hold back. You know, you're not expressing any of that. And I feel like you're just kind of watching this person, seeing what it is that they're going to do. Now, I do feel like if they talk to you, you will talk with them. But, you know, you're just in this almost coasting type of energy where you're just kind of allowing things to come to you. You're not expressing the feelings you have for this person. You're not taken any action towards them other than communication, but it looks like only if they communicate with you. There's definitely an indecisive energy here. The person in your energy, they are being spiritually guided. I will tell you that. They are under protection, so be aware of that. This person does want karmic justice, but they're just literally tired of trying to achieve that. So this is somebody who they are going to talk with you. However, I feel like they're avoiding conflict. They're trying to avoid having another tower moment in their life. I do feel like this was a tower moment for them. And I do feel like they're trying to rebuild themselves. And they're rebuilding themselves based on a spiritual platform. Whereas before, so this could be a karmic connection because they've learned a very difficult karmic lesson from this experience. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. Ouch. That's underlying energy. So this indicates that the blockage that is in this connection is associated with deception. Somebody has not been dealing with the other person honestly. And that's what's creating a blockage here. I do feel like that blockage is reversing itself in time, but I don't think it's going to occur by the end of this week, because whatever this is, it took a long time to get to this point, and I feel like it's going to take a while for that to iron out as well. All right, Taurus, I'm going to pull from the Angel Answers Oracle. So if you will form a question in your mind, I will pull and see if we can get you an answer. I am pulling for Taurus. Taurus. The answer is no. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Taurus. If you have resonated with this reading, please hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. And until I see you in your next reading, namaste.